If one were to interview Romans on the street in the first century and ask them what they thought about Christians and Jews, it's quite possible, quite likely, that early on they would have confused the two and simply thought that early Christians were a variation of Jews, and which of course they were.
To the Romans, Judaism and early Christianity may have been indistinguishable precisely because, unlike the Romans, they both had a Sabbath, worshipped a single God, and embraced an ethical and moral code.
They both celebrated a Sabbath. They both worshiped the same God. They both talked about Jerusalem and David and the Torah, or what we would call today in Christian discourse, the Old Testament.
Yet within the early Christian movement, there is already a dispute that goes right to the core of how closely the followers of Jesus should adhere to Judaism. One side is led by the apostles James and Peter. They established the center of early Christianity in Jerusalem, the capital city of Judea. They continued to observe Jewish law, including worship at the Holy Temple, kosher eating, and circumcision. James is so devout that it becomes a part of his name, James the Just.
James the Just receives his name because, in fact, he was Torah observant and a pious Jew. He clearly was the center of the Jerusalem circle and exerted considerable influence on the early Christian movement and the encouragement of Christians to continue, in some way at least, Jewish practice.
Contrary to James and Peter is the Apostle Paul. While James and Peter stay in Jerusalem, Paul embarks on a far-ranging mission, evangelizing across the Roman Empire. Initially, he seeks followers only from Jewish communities. But when he waives the requirement of circumcision and the strict dietary laws, he achieves tremendous success with non-Jews or Gentiles. Paul's shift away from Jewish law opens the ministry of Jesus to the world, a change with explosive potential.
His argument, in part, is that what has been done, what's been accomplished in Jesus, this Jesus of Nazareth, is of cosmic significance. It's a significance for everyone. Paul's the point man here. He's the pioneer of extending the franchise, if you will, to people of non-Israelite descent.
But straying from Jewish law has put Paul at odds with Peter and James. Although he continues to take direction from Jerusalem for now, he is clearly becoming out of step. Strangely, the consequences of this rivalry between Paul and James will only be resolved by the Jewish revolt against Rome that begins in the year 66. Perhaps most importantly, the revolt will mark the start of Christianity's complete rupture with Judaism. Never again will the two be mistaken for the same faith. The revolt will both change the face of Judaism and open the door for Christianity to become the state religion of the Roman Empire. To understand how these momentous events occurred, we must go back to the time when Jesus of Nazareth was born. Perhaps the key lies in this ancient Roman proverb.
Cuius regio, eius religio. He who controls the region controls the religion.